You stand at a doorway, not a literal door, but a threshold between trying harder and being strengthened. You have a map with a single bright note pinned to it. Father, fill me with joy because your joy is my strength. It's a simple sentence, a prayer boiled down to its essence, and it carries a world. Today you'll walk through why that little petition matters, how joy differs from happiness, what your strength actually looks like in daily life, and practical, soulful ways to invite that joy in and keep it there. Think of this as a guided walk, a steady voice you can turn to when the road gets steep. Let's go. First, what do we mean by joy? Joy is not the glossy smile post-coffee, not the fleeting tick of dopamine when something goes right. Joy is a deep, steady current that runs beneath the surface of your life. It's a spiritual muscle more than an emotion. It has weight and resilience. Imagine a bright lamp in a stormy house. The wind rattles windows, rain drums the roof, but the lamp continues to cast light. That's joy. When you ask, Father, fill me with joy, you're asking for that lamp to be lit from the inside, not for the storm to stop. Now, because your joy is my strength. Strength here isn't brute force. It's not about overpowering others or pretending to be unbreakable. It's the quiet, reliable capacity to keep going, to choose love over fear, mercy over anger, patience over rash reaction. Strength nourished by joy shows up as endurance when grief lingers, as courage in the face of doubt, as gentleness in moments that invite hardness. Picture a tree with deep roots across seasons. The storms bend the boughs but do not uproot it. Joy-rooted strength lets you stand and grow, even when life presses down. You might wonder, can joy really be given? Isn't it internal, based on circumstances? The invitation in Nehemiah 8:10 and the prayer you carry suggest that joy can be sourced from outside yourself, from a Father who knows you intimately. This is not outsourcing your emotions to some distant force. It's aligning with a presence that understands the landscape of your heart. When you ask for joy, you're opening a channel. A lot of people assume that asking means waiting passively. Instead, see it as accepting an offered presence and then showing up to receive it, with attention, with receptivity, with small acts that keep that presence alive inside you. Okay, practical side, how do you cultivate and receive this joy so it becomes your strength? Start with attention. Practically, that looks like creating spaces where you can be still. 5-minute pauses, a short walk, a moment of breath before you react. In those spaces, practice gratitude not as a laundry list, but as a focused gaze. Name 3 small things that are true right now: a warm cup, a friend's voice, a remembered laugh. This isn't optimism as denial of pain. It's gratitude as recognition that there are threads of light against the darkness. Over time, those threads knit into a rope you can hold on to. Next, refresh your inner narrative. You carry stories about yourself. I am always behind. I'm too broken to be loved. I must prove my worth. Joy as strength challenges these stories, not by argument, but by reorientation. When you feel those narratives rising, respond with a short prayer or phrase, Father, fill me with joy, or this is not the final word. Replace relentless self-judgment with curiosity. Ask, what does this moment want to teach me? How might I meet myself with the same kind patience I give a friend? Over time, the voice of accusation grows quieter, and the voice of resilient hope grows clearer. Also, steward your rhythms. Joy thrives with boundaries, rest, and rhythm. The world rewards hustle. Joy rewards sustainability. You're not refusing productivity. You're choosing a longer, healthier trajectory. Build routines that honor your body and spirit. Sleep, movement, simple meals, and regular times of reflection. Let these be non-negotiables. When you put structures in place that protect your heart, joy doesn't have to be summoned in crisis. It lives in the seams of your days. Relationships are another key. Joy multiplies in community and leaks away in isolation. Invest in people who tend to you, not only those who applaud your success, but the ones who sit with you in pain and remind you who you are. Practice honest confession and honest celebration. Tell someone when you're weary and let them hold part of it. Likewise, celebrate the small wins together. These exchanges become the scaffolding that holds joy in place. There will be resistance. Life will offer seasons that feel joyless: loss, betrayal, systemic injustice, chronic disappointment. Saying, Father, fill me with joy during those times may feel like a futile ritual. But remember, the depth of joy's strength is measured in the same waters that expose your despair. Holding the petition in hard seasons is not a denial of pain. It's a refusal to be reduced to it. It's like keeping the lamp lit, even when the house is cold. The light doesn't erase the night, but it shows you where to step and who to call. Let's talk about language. Your prayer can be both simple and courageous. Short phrases have power because they are repeatable in moments of need. Try a breath prayer. Breathe in with Father, fill me, breathe out with joy as my strength. Repeat it whenever you feel the edges of your patience fraying. These small rhythms anchor larger transformations. They shape the chemistry of your nervous system toward calm, rather than reactivity. Then there's the posture of obedience. Not legalism, but responsiveness. When a sense of joy nudges you to act kindly instead of lashing out, respond. When joy prompts you to forgive, even in small ways, follow through. Obedience cultivates trust. Every time you act in accordance with the joy you've asked for, you strengthen the neural pathways that make those actions easier next time. It's literally training your heart toward joy-led resilience. Creative practices help too. Joy often comes disguised in art, rhythm, and motion. Singing, painting a small corner of your life with color, moving your body to breath, writing a letter you might never send. These acts are not frivolous. They open channels. You can pair them with your petition. For example, before you sit to write, say aloud, "Father, fill me with joy." Then write for 10 minutes without editing. Let the sentence loosen something in you. Look outward as well. Serving others becomes a conduit of joy. When you see your strength used to ease another's burden, the joy that fuels you multiplies. It's not transactional, it's transformational. The paradox of Christian joy is it grows when you give it away. Acts of kindness, listening well, choosing generosity. All these are exercises in joy. Stretching, they remind you are part of a larger story, and that connectedness is a potent tonic. Finally, make space for celebration. Joy wants to be noticed. Throw small celebrations, a meal to mark a progress point, a playlist for when you need encouragement, a candle for moments of gratitude. These rituals are not about pretending everything is fine. They are about agreeing to see and honor the good that exists alongside the hard. They teach your heart to recognize joy when it arrives and to invite it in without suspicion. When doubt creeps in, and it will, return to the simplicity of the request. Speak it plainly. Father, fill me with joy because your joy is my strength. Let it settle in the chest like a steady drumbeat. Repeat it while standing in line, while doing dishes, while awake at 3 a.m. The repetition is not a magic spell, it's a muscle-building exercise for faith. Over time, the prayer changes you. You find patience where you expected anger, clarity where you expected confusion, and a stubborn hope where despair once lived. In the long run, the life shaped by this prayer looks less flashy but more durable. It's a life where setbacks do not erase meaning, where grief and gratitude coexist, where you can say both "I am broken" and "I am held." It's a life that moves toward justice and mercy, that resists cynicism with tenderness. So take a breath now, say it aloud if you can, or whisper it in your head. Father, fill me with joy because your joy is my strength. Carry that sentence like a pocket compass. Use it to orient choices, to steady your reactions, to refuel when you are tired. Let it shape small rituals, honest conversations, and the way you rest. You don't have to perform joy, you're invited to receive it. Practice it, and let it remake you. Before we close, one small challenge for the week. Pick a daily 5-minute slot to practice the breath prayer and one act of joy outwardly. A short note to someone, a piece of art, a moment of service. Track it not to score yourself, but to notice shifts. Where does your patience stretch? When does your anger soften? What small joys begin to take root? Report back to yourself after 7 days and observe the differences. This prayer, Father, fill me with joy because your joy is my strength, is both a plea and a blueprint. It's a way to live that leans into dependency, cultivates resilience, and chooses hopeful endurance over brittle bravado. Keep lighting the lamp. Keep tending the roots. Over time, you'll discover strength you didn't know you had, fed not by sheer will but by a joy that holds you steady through the storms.